What's going on, you guys? My name is Charlie from MAPerformance, and this is Art from Grimmspeed.
I am indeed Art from Grimmspeed. I'm the marketing manager of that company, and we have had a lot of tequila, as evidenced by this empty bottle.
And today we're here to talk about the new 2022 WRX.
Which is the best car ever made, or is it?
You tell us.
I feel like Tom Cruise in Cocktail. Check this out.
This guy's killing me. We're drinking a bottle of Campo Bravo Tequila Plata, which, for those of you who don't know Spanish, means plate. Can you read that?
Yeah, 100% of what he said is correct. I am from Grimmspeed, and I've been with Grimmspeed. I'm coming up on 8 years pretty soon. Time flies, time flies. And if you guys don't know who Grimmspeed is, we focus on Subaru mostly. We do a couple other things, but we're an aftermarket parts manufacturer. So we make a bunch of stuff to make Subarus go faster, like the new WRX eventually.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, Art is a Subaru god. He knows everything about Subarus, in my opinion.
You know, when it comes to the older stuff, that's what I'm really versed in. The new...
You got some cool cars.
I got a couple of cars. I mean, they're cool, they don't run. I don't know if you can... Is it still cool if it doesn't run?
Cool cars do run.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So let's go ahead and kick things off by just stating what we obviously know about the platform, right? The car's coming with the 2.4 Boxer engine, 6-speed manual option, which again isn't offered in all of the new, what we're considering enthusiast vehicles that are coming to market this year.
It's a rarity these days.
Yeah, I mean, coming with a manual gearbox from the factory isn't necessarily something that we're seeing a lot of, which is pretty interesting if you...
And the combination of manual plus all-wheel drive, name other cars that are available right now.
This is one of those cars that's starting out around like $27,000, $30,000 in terms of like price point.
Half the price of an Audi.
Exactly.
All-wheel drive.
Yep, exactly. We're looking at 271 horsepower, 258 foot-pounds of torque, which is notably 3 whole horsepower over the 2.0.
But I do have an opinion. Remember I said I was opinionated? I have an opinion on that.
Overall, I mean, like, let's just maybe go ahead and start by stating like overall opinions of the car, right? Like overarching, do you like it or do you not? Because again, like I think that given our positions, it's assumed that we love it, right? Like because we are.
I have to love it. That's our entire business.
You have to love it.
If I didn't like it, we wouldn't have a company.
Right.
So
genuinely, without thinking of the company first, do you love it?
I wouldn't say I love it, but I think if we go back to all the other generations, and I've been around in Subaru long enough to where I remember the 2004 STI or WRX was an exciting model. So you have the 02 to 07s, you have the 08 to 14s, you have the 15 through 21, and now you have the 22. So I've gone through these generations, and the thing that I've over and over picked up on is no matter what Subaru puts out, it gets criticism right away. Well, if we go back to 2007 and the GR sedan and the hatchback came out, they were not loving it. Then they warmed up to it, and now that like 08 to 14 hatchback in blue is the classic Subaru.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to note that I'm the only one probably drinking tequila, and this is almost gone.
I have tequila.
You have tequila
I've been
too?
drinking tequila for the last 2 drinks. What are you doing to me?
Yeah.
He's trying to take all the credit for my tequila drinking.
So personally, my favorite feature of the new WRX, I'm gonna have to go with the 2.4 engine.
You took my answer.
I know, I said it first, so you're gonna have to come up with something else. But my favorite feature is the 2.4. I'm super excited just to see what the tuning capabilities are once people put their hands on this. We're gonna see various people put their panache, if you will, on the tuning capabilities of the car.
You can name brands. Grimmspeed. We're going to be doing parts for it right away. Yeah.
Grimmspeed is obviously going to be up there. You know, we're going to see quite a bit of tuning stuff from Cobb, I'm sure, pretty quickly. I think that the access port and obviously the tunes that they put out with the car is going to be pretty fun to watch.
And this goes back to something we alluded to, which is there is so much potential in the 2.4. So people are talking about this, they're hung up on this 3 horsepower gain, but you're overlooking the fact that there is tuning potential. So you're gonna get up to those STI numbers a lot faster than you would on a 15 through 21 WRX. you kind of stole what I was going to say, which is the 2.4. So I'm going to pivot a little bit and say that one of my favorite features of the upcoming WRX model is the chassis. And obviously, I haven't gotten to drive it. I have been inside one. I've sat in it. The interior is really nice. But the chassis itself, they're saying, is significantly more rigid than the 15 through 21, which was significantly more rigid than the 08 to 14. So they're just improving and improving, and it's not only softer when you want it to be, but it's harder around corners and when you're driving it fast. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. And I'm looking forward to that feature of it, is the chassis itself.
I was gonna say, I hope I'm also harder around corners with this car.
I'm a professional and I just went right past it. I didn't get hung up. 1, 2, 3 flares, right?
I mean, who's not gonna hate the flares on the new car?
I don't hate them. I don't hate them. And
Color matched, I don't hate them.
okay, so yes, I've seen a couple of these in person. The gray on gray model looks good. The orange on gray is terrible. I think we can all agree on that. But I think it gives aftermarket manufacturers the opportunity to do something different, which is make flares that, you know, you can't just kind of stick on flares to the current model without it looking a little goofy, maybe the S209 style that OLM is doing. But this gives free range to aftermarket manufacturers to make whatever kits they want that you can just sort of stick on. Color match, different style, more aggressive, whatever it is.
After seeing what's been done with the new BRZ, I can say that I'm personally relatively excited to see some of these just like fender replacement kits that are out there, fender, bumper, whatever, replacement kits that exist. The Varus kit for the new WRX. HKS, right. Like we're seeing a lot of this stuff from the manufacturers on the new BRZ because that's gotten so much attention lately. We're not even gonna get into that today, but with regards to the new WRX, I'm excited to see what these guys are gonna do.
Something I've realized that maybe others haven't is this is what we've been asking for. Subaru has given us the thing that we wanted, because what have we been doing? We've been buying WRXs and we've been sticking fender flares on them. So now they gave us a fender flare from the factory.
And all anybody wants to do is talk shit, right?
Yeah, so
exactly.
Sentiment will change, I promise. And Subaru, shout out to you for giving us what we want, even though we don't know that we want it yet. And I have to make a confession, they call me at night. They just call me and they ask for my opinion.
I'll be over. I'll come over.
You can come over, you can give your opinion, but they make the new models based on what I say in the middle of the night.
I knew it. I knew you had something to do with this. In my opinion, because they went with this weird orange color, it looks like a Crosstrek.
I know.
And that's what everyone says, is that it looks like a Crosstrek because it's been projected in this orange.
Is that so bad? Because I am willing to say that Crosstreks are awesome. I don't like the orange color. I love the blue one. And there's a
Crosstrek in its, like, by its soul, come across as an enthusiast vehicle.
Yes. Yeah, I just blew your mind. Talking about two different enthusiasts. The enthusiast is buying the WRX and stancing it and putting wheels on it. They're taking it to shows, they're taking it to the track. They're just
because it's presented as a performance vehicle.
And it still is, with all the capabilities that it has. So, I mean, only 3 horsepower increase, but we talked about how there's more potential there.
Absolutely.
So really, that it is a car of potential. The same way that the Crosstrek, to you and to me, we don't look at it and we go, wow, there's potential there. But there really is for the off-road and sort of the adventurous guys that take it up to the woods. Like, there are 2 types of demographics when it comes to Subaru. There's the track and on-road guys, there's the off-road everyone, and that is your enthusiast demographic. And so, again, if we say that it looks like the Crosstrek and that's a bad thing, I understand. You don't want your on-car or on-street car to be like that, but there is your demographic that we're talking about. People love this and they love that, and it's sort of both.
I have a hard time disagreeing with that.
I know, it's tough.
If I'm being honest, that was my worry on the last video, that like they just recorded me taking a piss and like talking shit about Kevin, but it wasn't the case.
No, that's off hours that you talk shit about him.
No, I do that on hours too. Like company time, I talk shit about Kevin on a regular basis. Shout out to Kevin. Miss that guy.
Is he dead?
Oh no.
He's dead now?
No. Oh, no. Not even close. He's still a pain in my ass. So let's just lead this off with, if I personally were to describe the WRX in one word, I'm gonna have to go with ugly.
Can I cheat and use 3 words?
No, orange and black, like bad choice. Like bad choice.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so I'm gonna do 3 words. I'm gonna say it's certainly there. No one can deny that. No one can deny that it's not there.
No,
that it doesn't exist.
It's 100% there.
It is there, and certainly, right? And so that might be the problem that a lot of people have, is they're not excited about what's there. You never say that a McLaren is certainly there.
For sure.
Correct?
There's still at minimum a gasoline combustion engine at the heart of the new WRX.
Yeah. Manual. Symmetrical all-wheel drive. A tunable engine.
The all-wheel drive system, we haven't even touched on that.
Is phenomenal.
Oh,
I love it.
So good. Okay, so closing thoughts on the new WRX STI.
No, just the WRX. No STI.
Just the WRX. Forget the STI. It could use room for improvement, but that's why we exist. That's what we're here for.
It's why MA is here, it's why Grimmspeed is here, and it's why individual enthusiasts are here, because there are lots of things that we haven't even thought of during this conversation, or if we're planning out to improve the WRX, of what we're gonna do. A lot of the cues we take are from the enthusiast base, and so you guys are the ones deciding how these cars are gonna look eventually.
And like, who defines what an enthusiast even is?
You do!
You do.
We, as a group, define who the enthusiast is and what we're gonna put into those cars, and so I am extremely optimistic. If we're talking about what is the last takeaway from what we've been sort of ranting about this whole time, is that the WRX is a great baseline.
No matter what type of enthusiast you are, Subaru has provided you a platform to make the car your own, and that is exactly what we, Grimmspeed and MAPerformance, exist for, and anyone else in between.
Yes, it's a blank slate. Think of it that way. It's up to you to improve it. It's up to us to improve it. And if I had one last takeaway, it's buy our stuff. Just buy it. Why won't you buy it? Just take the credit card out and swipe it. Just buy the stuff. For God's sake, why won't they buy it? And also follow us on social media, all of it. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
At minimum, why are they not following us?
They gotta follow us. Absolutely.
We are advancing the enthusiast base by which we define it through the same lens moving forward.
So I think a good way to end the video is with the meme of the flex.
Oh, you see that?
There you go.